right, so yeah, the spirit right now that is going around the world, okay, is yeah, these Edomites are being exposed for who they truly are. You know, these Edomites are being exposed for who they are. You know, so the world is coming up against these small hats. You know, who run Hollywood and that live right now in Israel. You see, all right. So remember, because it's the spirit of truth that's back on the earth. You know, so the Lord is gonna make his arrival, and that's he's physically gonna be here. You know, you see all that rapture and what these wacky tacky Christians. It just shows you that these wacky tacky Christians are bugged out. You know, they don't got the truth. You see, so the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is really is the truth, because it's the true doctrine. You know, the problem with the society is that everybody who's not in the truth, they got a lot of pride. Okay, they're trying to be too cute. You know, everybody wants to be the boss. See, but that's leading to their destruction. Why is that? Because why is that? It's because no one can be told nothing. So this is why people they can't be taught, because they don't want to listen and they don't want to hear it. So you can't do nothing with that. Okay, you can't do nothing with that. All right, so that's where pride and people's ego, so to speak, is at an all-time high. So, but it's a beautiful thing, okay, because we are about to see our enemies be destroyed. You know, they're in darkness and they have a blindfold on. All right, so this is it's a beautiful thing, because if you can't tell nobody, hey, watch out, and they don't want to listen to you, they're just gonna get ran over by a bus. You know, it's like here's an example. Let's say, okay, someone's about to go down, like a small street. You know what I'm saying? And somebody says, hey, don't go down there. You know, there's a pack of mountain lions right there. You know, don't go down that street, for instance. Okay, so if that person just totally ignores that warning, what do you think is going to happen to that individual? You know, what do you think is going to happen to that individual that ignores, like, that person giving a heads up, like, hey, there's a pack of mountain lions down that street? You know what I'm saying? All right, what do you think is going to happen to that person if that person doesn't even, oh, you can't talk to me. I'm a manager, I'm a CEO. What do you know? Well, that person's going to get chewed up. All right, so this is what's going to happen with the majority of people on the planet Earth, because they're a manager. You're a boss bitch. Excuse my Italian, but what the hell is that? And that's totally fine. That's a beautiful thing. Because us in the truth, first of all, we hope that we can receive the mercy, but at least we're watching. We're on our watch, and we believe the words of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're not ignorant to the fact. We believe in His words. You see, so we laugh, when because it's just like that, like that example. When someone doesn't want to, when somebody just ignores the fact that there's a pack of mountain lions on that street, and someone just wants to go in, with their head down, like, oh, you can't tell me nothing. That's exactly what's gonna happen to a lot of people in this world, because they're ignoring the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Job 18 verse 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Right. So right here, Job 18 verse 5 on down, this goes into the wicked being exposed. So they're losing a grasp a grip of their kingdom. Okay, they're losing control. So the wicked, they're now in desperate mode. Okay, they're in desperate mode. They're in desperate mode. All right. Remember, these leaders are nervous, and they're in what is it? They're in uh, they're in a desperation mode. So they're gonna get the new world order. They're gonna try, okay, to get this new world order going, but out of desperation mode. All right, because they know that they're being found out, so they gotta hurry up with this thing. You see? All right. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, okay, and his candle shall be put out with him. Right. Okay, because the wicked, they do have knowledge, but in wickedness. Okay, so how do they get their power? Through baby sacrifice, okay, sorceries, wizards, witches. See, so they have a kingdom, but it's established on wickedness. Okay, it's established on corruption, wickedness. You see, so that little bit that the wicked has, it's gonna be stripped from them. See, and one of the main things right now that is happening to the wicked is they're being exposed at an alarming rate. You see, all right. Verse 7. This is the point. Very important. Job 18, verse 7. The steps of his strength shall be straightened. So right there, straightened. That means it doesn't mean like straight, like this man, like, hey man, this is a straight road, or oh man, look at that. Look at that bridge. Look how straight that is. Look at how straight that building is. No, straighten means a path of difficulty. Okay, that's all that it means. And his own counsel shall cast him down. Right, because you got the so-called white man and white woman telling on the so-called white woman. It's whitey versus whitey out here. Esau versus Esau. So not only starting with the prophets, okay, Yahweh Shai, who are tearing down the sorcery, the lies of this wicked kingdom, but now you have people that are truth seekers. Okay, so you got even heathens. Okay, you got Edomites that are chowing on Edomites. Because they're like, hey, what these dudes are doing is not right. Right, because his own counsel shall cast him down. Because what does that mean? There's a problem there. With what? Esau's kingdom. Because not even Esau, the so-called white man, not even he's happy in his own kingdom. You see? Okay, so not even Esau is happy in his own kingdom. So even he's complaining. You see? All right. So this is something that's happening right now. So it's a problem, not for us, for the Edomites, because not only is this man being exposed by the prophets, but he got his own people that are exposing him. Like, yeah, these dudes are they're fucked up, Excuse my Italian. Because his own counsel shall cast him down. This is why you have even like American preppers, American patriots, because you have people who are just seeking truth, So they're like, hey man, what the hell is going on out there? See? Because people are starting to wake up to smell the coffee. You know what I'm saying? So this right there is a problem for the wicked, the Edomites kingdom. Why is it a problem? Okay, it's because remember the bad guys, the villains in Scooby-Doo. Okay, remember they're always like a terror onto like that town, the land. But what happened? Okay, what happened? All right, so although they were like a terror to that city, like those remember the bad guys in Scooby-Doo? They're always found out, and remember the mystery machine would always go everywhere, and they would find out who these guys were. and then they would take off the mask at the end of the cartoon, Scooby-Doo, remember? And then they're like, man, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you kids, remember? So that's how the wicked are, because they're nervous, because they are wicked, but at the same time, they're being found out. So they got to move quick. They're like, damn, we're being exposed. The world is waking up to their nonsense, So they're like, damn, you see? So it's like that. So because people are waking up like, hey, it's these guys, although these Edomites point the finger at everybody else, okay, yeah, sometimes people, they're not perfect, people have slip-ups, whatever. But at the end of the day, all right, who's doing the damage, Who's creating GMOs? Who's throwing chemtrails, Who's bombing the shit out of each other? All right, it's starting with the so-called white man. Okay, the Edomites. Who's bringing total chaos on this world? The Edomites. So in particular, it's the small hats. Okay, people are starting to, because when the spirit of truth is is in the world, all right, it's pointing the wicked out, because it points you out, you know what I'm saying? So that's what happens. You get, they're being found out. See, because now that the spirit of truth is in the world, okay, now the true light of Yahweh Shema Shai is back in the world. Now people, in particular, primarily the elect, okay, because the elect know what it is. Okay, the elect know what it is because they're the elect. But by that spirit of truth being on the earth, okay, now people, they have hope. Now people, they can see like, oh yeah, because now people know what to look out for. Because if you never told the people the dangers, you wouldn't know, like, okay, you wouldn't even know, like, all right, like, I gotta watch out for that, because you never been warned. But now you've been warned. The spirit of truth is on the earth, you see? So now people, they know what to look out for. They know what's bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So now people are aware, like, yeah, hey, you know what? This isn't adding up. All right, because starting with the prophets, the elders and prophets on down, all right, from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, from One West and GMS, okay, and those, remember, there are other prophets out there that are not part of GMS who are teaching the correct truth, but the most of the prophets are in GMS, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be part of GMS to be a prophet of the Lord, because you have affiliates who are there's not many out there, but they are out there. You have individuals who are out there, you know what I'm saying? So that's just a quick FYI. So now that, people, because they know what to look out for now. So that's why these devils are being more exposed, because people are alert. Okay, they're like, oh snap, like, hey, the Lord's right. Like, yeah, because it's the Lord. Okay, remember, the prophets are doing their job. They're just, the prophets are here to warn you. You see, all right, to just let you know, hey, watch out, be careful, hey, don't go down that street. You see, but it's up to you to take the warning. Either you're gonna take the warning or you're not. You see, all right. So very important. So the reason why right now the wicked is being exposed at a higher level, okay, at an alarming rate, is because now the spirit of truth on the earth. Now people, they know what to look out for. Yeah, it's just like anything else. If you're never warned, if you've never been taught something, you're not gonna know what to look out for. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna know. You see? All right, but now the world knows. You see, because the spirit of truth on the earth. So now people know, they're aware. People are alert. So now when they see these small hats, and when these leaders say something, people are looking at them, like, hey, what's up with these guys? They're being careful now, like, hey, keep your eye on that guy, See? So the steps of his strength shall be straightened. Right, because remember, these elites, they're not just having everything peaches and cream. Okay, they're gonna straighten means path of difficulty because they're being exposed. The Lord's tormenting them. All right, something that just an FYI for you guys to know out there. These devils are losing sleep. Okay, they're losing sleep. They're losing sleep. Okay, they're petrified. The Lord's tormenting them in their dreams. You know, sometimes they don't even sleep. You see, and His own counsel shall cast them down. Right, because civil war. You know, you're gonna have you know, the white man versus the white man out here, is it not? Okay, real fast, just to get right to the chase. Okay, let's get right to the bolts and nuts. Does everybody in America love Trump? Fuck no, right? Half of the people say, hell with Trump, he's not right. The other half of Americans say, yeah, Trump, do your thing. So there's a problem there. That's division, see? Because not everybody's seeing eye to eye. Huh? Remember, not everybody's down with Esau's New World Order. Okay? Yeah. You see? There's going to be a lot of pushback. Okay? There's even some wacky-tacky Christians, not everybody, but there is a small number out there that they even know that the RFID chip is the MOTB. Absolutely, because the world is waking up, you see? Verse 8, for he is cast into a net by his own feet. So the Lord got him. Okay, he ain't going nowhere. Remember, just relax, me, huh? Just relax, me, huh? And he walketh upon a snare. Right, because all roads lead to Yahushai. Okay, nobody's gonna escape Yahushai and the angels. Nobody. Okay, I don't care what team you're part of. Alright, who, you're running with the Rothschilds, NATO, the EU. That don't mean nothing. Okay, nobody's leaving this planet. Remember that. So, the wicked, especially if you're wicked, yeah, you're in a trap because you're not going. Nobody's leaving this planet. Okay, I don't care who's your lawyer. Okay, what team you're on, what military. Okay, if you're part of the Rothschilds or Rockefellers, nobody's going anywhere. Remember that. Okay, very, very important. So that should give you guys a little bit of comfort, to let you know these guys ain't getting rid. They're not gonna get away with shit. Okay, they're not just gonna ride up to the sunset and no. Just relax, mijo. Just relax, mijo. They're not going anywhere. Remember that, okay? All right. Salakia. Verse 9. Job 18, verse 9. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. Alright, so the robber shall prevail against him because, Esau is going to be thrown down, and this place is going to be invaded. The Edomites are, you're going to lose your power. You see? You're going to lose your power. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Yeah, so although these Edomites, the small hats, are lying to the world, okay, they are surrounded by the Lord and the angels. Okay, so remember that. All right, it don't matter how much money somebody has. Oh yeah, they're rich, they're powerful. Don't mean nothing. Okay, it doesn't mean nothing. You see? Okay, it doesn't mean anything. So now verse verse 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Right, because he's nervous now. He's afraid. He's being exposed. You see, terror shall make him afraid on every side. Meaning what? Okay, because he's hearing that he has to go into slavery. Okay, he has to pay for everything that he's done. So these Edomites, these leaders, they're trying to escape. They're like, hey man, there's got to be a way out. Yeah, it's called slavery. You're going to change, Esau. Yeah, and we're laughing at you, Esau. Remember that. We're laughing at you. We're laughing at you. Because there's no escape for you. Everything that you've done, you have to pay for it. And the Lord and the angels have been watching you clowns this whole time. It's, pretty soon it's gonna be come out with your hands up, you know, for reals, like for reals, you know, yeah, you guys are, you guys are in major trouble, okay, major trouble, you see, all right, so, yeah, Yahweh Shai, the angels, and 144,000 are going to put chains on you, physical chains, yeah, you know, yep, yeah, come out with your hands up, you're under arrest, Esau, facts, because you can't, you know, the jig's up, because the cat's out the bag. You see? The cat's out the bag, the cat's out the bag. See? Alright? Let's see here. Check this out. Job 18, verse 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, because the whole world is coming up against Eve. Alright? The small hats. Alright? You see what's happening in Ireland. You see what's happening around the world. People are like, hey man, you guys kill, the small hats kill children and stuff like that. See? Because he's being found out for who he is. Alright? So he's afraid because he's like, everywhere I turn, people don't like me. See? Because, yeah, you're over here sacrificing children, lying to the world, destroying the planet. You know what I mean? Yeah, because so people are finding out that you're not cool. Let's speak in modern terms, because a lot of people are like, hey, he's cool. People are finding out that you guys, you top leaders around the world, that you're not cool, that you guys are full of shit, you're full of doo-doo, you see? So, these dudes are, they're afraid, they're afraid, you guys, alright? Trust and believe that, okay, so, alright. And shall drive him to his feet, right? Because although these devils are full of pride, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna rule forever and everything. The Lord is gonna bring these. Salaki, just a little excited, okay? The Lord's gonna bring this devil to his knees, to his knees. You see? All right. So rejoice, because the Lord is gonna make these Edomites bow down. That's right. So. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Right. So drive him to his feet. Why? Because the Lord is gonna destroy this devil's pride. All right. Yeah. Because they think, oh yeah, we run this. Who's gonna destroy us? Oh, the Lord got you, my man. That's why we're watching and we're laughing. Verse 12. His strength shall be hunger bitten. And check it out, and destruction shall be ready at his side. Because Esau, you're getting ready. You are prepared. The Lord's preparing you to be destroyed. Imagine that. All right, yeah. The Lord's making you. The Lord's preparing you to be destroyed. Yeah. So pretty much what the Lord's doing right now to you Edomites, he's. You ever heard that term, you guys? He's fattening them for the kill. So the Lord is fattening you up. He's puffing you up full of pride, just so he can destroy you. Yup. See, and destruction shall be ready at his side. So right by your side is destruction, Esau. So remember, every day you wake up, remember, okay, destruction is ready, right there on your side. It's right there, it's following you. You guys got death angels following you. You ain't going nowhere, cherry pie. See? It shall devour, verse 13, it shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. Right, because the Lord's going to completely destroy you. He's going to destroy your pride. Okay, because you think that, oh yeah, these Edomites think that, oh yeah, we're God and we can do whatever we want. Remember that devil, Harari? He goes, oh yeah, we can make God as mad as we want. Oh, is that right, young blood? You sure about that? Remember that devil? He's like, hey, we can make God as mad as we want. You sure? Are you sure about that, young blood? You know what I'm saying? Huh? But that's how prideful these devils are. They're really like, oh yeah, we can do whatever we want, what can God do unto us? These dudes are tripping, they're in loser denial. You imagine that? Imagine these clowns. Imagine a little scrawny A little scrawny clown like Devil Harari, like, oh yeah, we can do whatever we want. Imagine. Yeah. But that's the pride of these devils. Pride is very real. These devils, they really think like, oh yeah, who sees us? We do whatever we want. This is why we're laughing, because check this out, verse 14. Job 18 and 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, his confidence. So his pride, okay? The Lord is going to strip this dude's pride, because he thinks like, oh yeah, here's an example. You guys ever seen that movie 300? Remember the first one? Okay, remember when Leonidas he threw that javelin or that spear at Xerxes. Remember that? Remember the king over Persia? Okay, remember Xerxes? He was like that tall dude. He had like a bunch of earrings and stuff. Remember Xerxes? Okay, remember how he threw that spear and it almost hit him, but it cut like his mouth? Remember that? Because then he was humble. Because before that, he was like, yeah, I can. He goes, oh, that dude Xerxes, he thought he was God. Remember? All right. So remember, Leonidas told him. He goes, before I die, he said something like that. He goes, oh, I'm gonna, the whole world would know that, that even, that you can bleed. See, because he almost took him out, but he made him bleed. Remember Xerxes? He was all shocked, because that is what these Edomites, because they haven't been hit with nothing. Remember, because nothing hasn't happened to them, that's why they keep on doing that. Because they're like, hey, we're gods. We can do whatever we want, It's kind of like a bully. You have a bully. He keeps messing with people, until somebody finally hits him in the mouth, and gives him a bloody lip, and then he's like, oh, shit, a little taste of reality. See? So that's what the Lord is getting ready to do to these devils, because they do whatever they want. They sacrifice children. They lie to the world. You know what I'm saying? So, they never got that fat lip. See, but the Lord's getting ready to sock these devils in their mouths. See? The Lord's about to make it cry. Okay, the Lord's about to, give them a little reality, a little, a taste of reality. See? So yeah, it's remember, rejoice, Akim and Akwath, because we've already been through a lot of troubles. Yes, we still got to endure some things, but you can see what's happening in the big picture. Okay, these devils they're going down. They're being exposed. World War III is amping up. All the signs are here. You see, out there in the UK. All right, if you don't know, quick FYI. Soon they're gonna have to all use that digital currency. If they don't, they won't be able to like purchase anything. So that's all leading to what? The RFID chip. Remember that, okay? All right, so it's happening. All these things are happening right before our eyes. All right, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Let me read that one more time. Okay, Job 18 verse 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle. So the Lord is about to see, because these devils, see how prideful they are. They're like, oh yeah, we can do whatever we want. They're even trying to prepare to fight the Lord. This is how retarded these devils are. They're in loser denial. And it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Right. So who is the king of terrors? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So it don't matter if they try to go hide in space. It don't matter if they try to hide in the ocean. Okay. If they try to go hide in their underground cities. Okay. Eventually they're gonna run into Yahweh Shai. There's no escape. See? And it shall bring them to the king of terrors, because it don't matter if they lie to the world. It don't matter if they got agents. It don't matter if they got the military. It don't matter if they have $1 trillion. One way or another, they're gonna have to face the Lord. See? So they ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere, Esau. This is why we're laughing, because we are seeing the downfall of our enemies. You know, rejoice, Akim and Aqua. You know, for the kingdom of heaven's at hand. You see. So with that, you know, stay occupied in the prophecies. You know, there's no reason to be ashamed out there. You know, yeah, there's no reason to be ashamed out there. You know what I'm saying? Don't be ashamed of your power, and don't be ashamed of you being an Israelite. You know? All right. So stay on your watch. Trust in the Lord. Okay, and you know, be bold. You know, be bold out there, brothers and sisters. You know. All right, you guys know what to do. You know what I'm saying? All right, make the adjustments. You know, and do the damn thing. All right, you know, it's we're at the time now where you know, the Lord is going to He's going to show out. Okay. Yes, you gotta go through tests and hardships, but so what? That don't even compare to what the Lord is about to show us. All right, so remember that. Okay, yes, there's hardships coming, war, famine. So what? Okay, that don't even come close to the miracles you're about to see. Okay, what's prepared for you, for us. You see? All right. So you know, I don't want to no more. You know, no more complaining. You know, it's enough, you guys. You know, no, it's enough murmuring. It's enough murmuring. You know, it's enough complaining. You know, that's enough. You see? All right, just trust in the Lord. You know, be bold, and you know, be confident. You know, be courageous for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So with that, on your feet, soldier. Until next time, shalom.